Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel where we dive into solving some of the toughest problems on LeetCode. Today we're going to tackle a medium-level problem called number of substrings containing all three characters. This problem is all about finding the number of substrings in a given string that contain at least one occurrence of each character, A, B, and C. It might sound simple, but it requires a clever approach to solve it efficiently. So, let's get started and break down this problem together. The problem statement is pretty straightforward. We're given a string and we need to find the number of substrings that contain all three characters A, B, and C. The string can contain other characters as well, but we're only interested in substrings that have at least one A, one B, and one C. This is a classic problem of substring manipulation and counting, and it requires a solid understanding of string algorithms. So, let's talk about the intuition behind this problem. To solve this problem, we need to find all possible substrings in the given string and check if they contain at least one occurrence of each character, A, B, and C. Think of it like looking for a specific combination of ingredients in a recipe. You need to check every possible combination of ingredients to see if it contains all the required ingredients. In this case, our ingredients are the characters A, B, and C, and our combinations are the substrings. The key insight here is to use a simple yet efficient approach of iterating over the string and checking all possible substrings. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack, but instead of a needle, we're looking for a specific combination of characters. Now that we have a solid understanding of the problem and the intuition behind it, let's walk through the solution. We're going to use two nested loops to generate all possible substrings. The outer loop will start at each character in the string, and the inner loop will generate all possible substrings starting from that character. For each substring, we'll count the occurrences of A, B, and C and increment the result if all counts are greater than 0. It's a simple yet effective approach that ensures we don't miss any substrings. Let's take a look at the C++ code that implements this solution. We start by defining a class called solution with a method called number of substrings that takes a string as input. We initialize a variable called n to the length of the string, and a variable called res to 0. This variable will store the total number of substrings that contain all three characters. We then start a loop that iterates over the string, and for each character, we start another loop that generates all possible substrings starting from that character. Inside the inner loop, we check if the current character is A, B, or C, and increment the corresponding counter. If all counters are greater than 0, we increment the result. We continue this process until we've checked all possible substrings. Now, let's talk about the time and space complexity of this solution. The time complexity is O(n squared), because we have two nested loops, each iterating over the string of length n. The inner loop also has a constant time operation inside it, which doesn't change the overall time complexity. The space complexity is O(1), because we only use a constant amount of space to store the counters for A, B, and C, as well as the result. The space used does not grow with the input size n, making this solution very efficient in terms of memory usage. And that's it, folks. That's the solution to the number of substrings containing all three characters problem. I hope you found this explanation helpful and easy to understand. If you have any questions or you'd like to share your own approach to this problem, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and comment your approach below.